Now I will watch a lot of videos about MMOs. The biggest problem with MMOs today. Let's see what people have to say.
Nowadays, that every single MMO developer out there treats the level up experience in their game like it's some big, giant, boring grind that just needs to be sludged through in order to get to end game because, oh yeah, that's where the real fun is. How many MMOs exist nowadays where you start playing it because your friends are all playing it, you get to like level 15 or something, you're bored out of your mind, and your friends are like, nah dude, like you gotta get to level 60, you gotta get to level 80, you gotta get to level 200 something before the fun really starts. What kind of garbage is that? A video game needs to be
The problem, probably this guy will talk about that, but I will say it in advance. The problem with that many MMOs and all other types of games like that has catch-up mechanics. That's the problem, I think, because many of the games decide to destroy leveling up that time of leveling up when MMO progresses to the future, new expansions and everything. They suddenly make a leveling system very fast sometimes, and some developers decide to scrap it altogether. For example, I think Lineage did that. They just removed part of leveling up, and straight up you register, you start playing, and you're already level 80, I think, and the main grind starts there. That's bullshit. And some of it is not fun, grinding level in any of those games. Shitty story or no story whatsoever. A lot of guides, even in the game, a lot of guides and ways to swim through very fast through progression. I mean, go straight to max level or whatever level, and starting game is not fun. Some of these times there's no like tutorial or I don't know. Okay, let's see. Maybe this will explain what I mean.
Fun and entertaining from the moment that you log in to the moment that you log out. Otherwise, what the heck is even the point of playing it? If you have to go through 500 hours of crap and garbage just to get to a few hours of fun, that's not a good game. And this is something that I
agree. If leveling up progression is weak and not interesting, there's nothing to do except do shitty quests or grind mobs, don't play these types of games. Don't.
Thinking about a lot for the past several weeks ever since I started playing Classic WoW Hardcore. You see, in this version of World of Warcraft, you're trying to hit level 70 without dying, and if you do die, you have to delete your character right after. And this has created an extraordinarily challenging way.
That's a hardcore. You have to, if you die,
to play the game that has hooked thousands of players. In fact, the community has been growing so fast recently that Blizzard is even releasing official hardcore realms. I just made a video on that recently, go check that one out. But you know, as I've been doing Classic WoW Hardcore and as I've been
that's not for me. This type of server or whatever that is. It mostly, this video probably mostly talking about games like WoW.
And I've been having to restart in Durotar and Tirisfal Glades, Dunmorrow, Elwyn Forest, whatever. As I've been having to do the same starting zones over and over again, I've never gotten bored of it. And I'm talking with all these people in guilds and in the general chat, and they're not bored of it either. People will say, oh yeah, this is my 20th character. Oh yeah, this is my 10th character. Here we go again, Duratar for the 17th time, and they're not bored of it. And why is that? If you told me that I had to level up through Battle for Azeroth or Shadowlands again in retail WoW, I would tear my eyes out. But if you told me, oh hey, you gotta do Tirisfal Glades for the 10,000th time since you started playing this game in 2005, wouldn't bother me one bit. I would say, dude, let's do it. I'd make that undead.
Most of those first expansions or beginning of the game era, let's say, are the thing that made the game popular, and when it progressed, it suddenly destroyed what game was all about, most of the times.
Rogue or that undead mage, and I'd dive right in. And why is that? Blizzard back in the day clearly...
That's why I think many old MMOs are creating classic servers, but many of those are not really classic servers. Just remade version of classic, some bastardized version of it.
Had a completely different mindset when it came to the level up experience in World of Warcraft. They wanted the leveling to be fun. They knew that you were going to spend untold numbers of hours just trying to get to level 60, and they wanted to make sure that that adventure hooked you right from the beginning. And there's a lot that we could talk about that has lended to that hook. What causes it? The first things for me that come to mind, like, oh, you know, why do I like classic WoW leveling so much, even like in starting zones? I would say, well, I love the fact that all the gear matters and is relevant. I love learning my new class abilities and seeing what's coming next. I love earning, you know, the dual wielding as a rogue at level 10, the Void Walker as a warlock. I like earning that first green robe as a priest when you get to Brill and Tirisfal Glades, getting your first green item drop out in the world. There's so much to say every single time you level.
I agree. Many of those things that in the beginning of MMO, any MMO, were important in low levels, in a little bit higher levels. You achieved something that is important. When time passes and the game progresses, I mean, in other expansions, at least the games that I played, those low levels, especially those low levels, are not important, and they are not interested. They made like that they are not interested in the future. I mean, when game progresses.
A new character in WoW, it's a memorable experience. You go out, you pick up professions in order to make your character even stronger than the guy next to you. You take the time to mine those nodes or skin those wolves or whatever, and suddenly you feel like a badass walking around in the gear that you crafted yourself with a sharpened weapon that you have sharpened with your own two hands, and I don't know, everything feels...
Oh yeah, and at least, again, in my experience, crafting and making your own items, for example. When my most played game is Lineage, and I spend a lot of time in low level to get low level items. I crafted, farmed materials, I farmed recipes, I crafted, I tried to find people who would help me with that, and we did it. We did it with clans and whatever, with constant parties, and that was destroyed when game progressed. Those items were not important. Those experiences became shit. And when you right now, when I start some of these let's talk, okay, Lineage, those things are not important. I just go through that experience, that leveling up to, let's say, right now in most private servers. I'm not talking about global, because fuck global. World server, retail, or whatever. I just go, those are not latest expansions, whatever, that's all the expansions, but I just go through levels, let's say from 1 to 70 in, I don't know, less than 2-3 hours. I can do that. Many other people can do that even faster, and that sucks because, let's say, 15 years ago, I tried for D grade, C grade armor items, weapons, and now I just go through with common items that don't give same stats, but I just go through because level progression is faster than I'm changing my equipment, and equipment is cheaper. Okay, again, I'm talking too much about Lineage. Many others have suffered the same thing, that I repeatedly played other MMOs in global servers. RF, Rohan, same thing. Just went through Decaron. I just don't remember now game names from the top of my head, but I played a lot, tried a lot of MMOs, and they suffered the same fate. Low level progression became useless and not interesting. Just go through and not not fun, not having big impact on me, on other players. Just, I don't like this character. Okay, I'm changing. I'm play other characters, and I'm not memorize items, low level items. I'm not memorizing how they look. Do I like them? Do I not? I just go through and that's it. I'm forgetting about them. Those items, for example, or people that I met in low levels.
Feels impactful. Everything feels like it's worth doing. And this is
a
huge...
That's exactly what I was trying to say. There's no worth in those things that I did in low levels previously and now.
Contrast to modern World of Warcraft and other modern MMOs, where picking up professions or getting new pieces of gear or whatever is completely meaningless. It's completely meaningless. It has no impact whatsoever. It does not make the mobs less dangerous. It does not even make the level up experience feel like it's going faster. If anything, maybe you're killing mobs like 0.001% faster. That's how it feels. And it's boring. If I'm playing an orc in Duratar and I'm leaving Razor Hill and I'm a miner and a blacksmith and I'm a warrior, I'm thinking about several things. I'm thinking, man, I really need to get healing potions. Those would be very useful for me when I face Fizzle down in like the canyons later on down the road. Hey, while I'm at Northwatch Keep,
yeah, he's doing the same mistake talking about this. This is abstract subject about MMOs. Maybe later this will change, but he's now talking most about World of Warcraft. That's, in my opinion, a little bit a mistake doing these kinds of videos. I do the same mistake right before when I was talking about Lineage, because I start very early playing Lineage, and others were just after that, after I decided to switch to other games.
Or whatever that little human like castle is, I need to be gathering linen cloth to level up my first aid. That's going to be very useful to me as a warrior. I need to keep my eyes out for mining nodes because I need to create a new copper vest. I need to level up my blacksmithing. I want to make that green two-handed axe that's going to make me unkillable for so many levels. I'm thinking about all this stuff on top of the quests that I have to do, on top of the fact that I'm in the world, I'm planning out my route. You're more engaged with the game. And this is something that I wish that the modern game had. And so I've been sitting here pondering on that engagement. asking myself, do I
Modern game, or even that game that you're talking about doesn't have the same impact that it used to have. Not just because we are older, but just game changed, game progression changed, and some of this stuff may be just natural. When the game progresses, people tend to want to get through the old stuff and get to the end game faster. Maybe that's the reason why developers do kill the early game, to encourage people, new people, to go and play play end game. But that just kills early game. I mean, it kills experience. New players won't experience the same thing. At least a little bit of that, those feelings. They won't have those feelings that old players, veterans of the game, will have in any type of game.
feel this way when I play Dragonflight, for example, when I'm leveling a new character on the Dragon Isles? I mean, not really. I would say that leveling in Dragonflight is way better than WoW has been in the past few years. It's a lot of fun. There's all these cool systems that you can unlock, new things to do. But speaking for me, when I was leveling in Dragonflight, there was no moment where I freaked out and I got really excited, kind of like you do when you get your first 6-slot bag dropping off of a wolf in Dun Moreau. Something where you're like, wow, this is going to be extremely useful to me in the future. I am happy that this happened. This is great. It just changed my entire strategy playing forward in the game. I don't know. There was never really a moment like that for me in Dragonflight. In Star Wars The Old Republic, a game I recently just leveled through, I didn't really have a moment like that. Even in Elder Scrolls Online, a game that I really enjoy, ESO, you don't really have those moments. Modern MMOs just treat the level up experience like it's just a chore. And if you're gonna treat the level
I had that WoW thing, that in games that I played now, and you probably, who are watching me, probably saw that when I was going through story. I didn't finish it yet, through Guild Wars Story. It is well made, in my opinion. Maybe that's because I didn't see a lot of games that do that properly, that leaves any type of impact on you.
up content like it's just this boring grind that needs to be just drudged through. Why even have it in the first place? Just have players start at max level and just jump right into the end.
That was what I was talking about with some of my people, let's say, who were a few years back, that we were playing Lineage, that I was annoyed with that. If leveling up is so shitty in private, that's the problem with private servers. Okay. I finished that, and that's all. I won't talk about Lineage in this video, I hope. I was talking about to people that we had the problem with clan, that we have new players, new people coming to clan, and our clan leader was not happy because they're not participating in clan activity, especially PvP, main PvP events like Castle Siege or Territory War, for example. And I was trying to explain to him that they need time to level up, they need to farm gear and whatever. He didn't give a fuck about that. I don't know why. I didn't understand, and I don't understand now. You're playing in low rate server, and there's leveling system. It is bad, it is fast if you know what you are doing, but still, Why be so angry if you want fast progression, even faster progression, that everybody that plays with you, you order, for example, to play these characters, to level up these characters, and newcomers will level up faster, whatever. Go play in high rate servers where will happen one of two things. For example, high level servers or faction servers. In faction servers, you get level max level, or you are leveling up from PvP, from kills, and you farming like that from PvP. Or go into high rate servers where you are getting a huge amount of experience, and you're leveling up very fast. But I still don't agree that this should even exist in, let's say, a high level servers. Just give max level. What's the point then in leveling up? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. And other games too, if you are encountering other players that you want to don't want to play, I'm losing here my thought, that you are encountering that you want to play with, they are trying to push you that you farm, grind, level, and get to their level, but that's killing the experience. I don't enjoy game like that. I like progression. I like start from level 1 and go little by little, try to learn in the meantime while I'm leveling up. I'm trying to learn about the game, especially when the game is new to me. I'm trying to learn mechanics, and it will be slower that way. But this experience is should not be separated from the main game. Many modern MMOs do that. They separate leveling up and just to the, let's say, latest end game expansion or whatever. Just play that. That's so. If you understand what I mean, I hope you understand what I mean.
Game. What is the purpose of early game? Early game in an MMO should fill you with a sense of adventure. Early game should be teaching you how to play your class. Early game should be introducing you to the lore, to the world, the mechanics.
Some of the games don't even have a lore, or just written stuff, no cinematics, no dialogues, just written stuff that doesn't even have great impact. You just read some kind of text that don't tell you anything about the lore of the game, the story, for example, main story. A lot of games don't have that in them. I don't know why. I encountered many players that actually don't give a fuck about the story. They just go through it if they have to. If not, they choose other ways. Maybe developers decided, fuck it. If there's not a lot of people that enjoy story, that it shouldn't exist even, or maybe it should just be. If you are interested in the lore, just do some kind of random quest that is not mandatory in the territory or whatever. Do the quest, maybe then a little bit of explanation will be given to you. I've seen a lot of games that do that, and I'm disappointed because some of these games are pretty good, but they lack a lot also. They have great mechanics, great foundation, but they're lacking.
of the game. It should be introducing you to treasures and moments that make you go, whoa, that was awesome. In an MMORPG, a game all about leaving this world, behind and immersing ourselves into a whole new world, an MMO needs to cultivate a feel.
That's why me and a lot of my friends started playing MMO. It helps any game, not particularly MMO, just to escape from routine, escape from daily chores, escape from world that we don't like, some of it. Yeah, especially in teenage years, when some of the problems are really getting to us. That's especially MMOs helped us with that anxiety, with fears, with socializing, because some of MMO players are pretty bad in socializing with other people, and chats and voice chats help with that. In some situations, in other situations, it makes things pretty bad when, for example, harassment or speaking about something you did bad in a very harmful way, let's say.
Feeling of going on an adventure. And modern games compared to older MMOs just don't have that. There's barely any MMOs that really adhere to this formula and made it like a core concept of their gameplay. You have early World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings Online, Star Wars Galaxies, and what other ones are there? I don't really remember. Maybe Warhammer Online when it first came out, but that was so long ago, I don't remember. It's just fascinating watching all these people playing classic hardcore, dying at level 8, level 10, level 20 or something, and then just starting all over again, same zones, and they have no problem with it. They're just like, oh, cool, let's do it again. And it just really shows how good Blizzard's old school game design was in the fact that it's so replayable. But I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna disagree with that. So that's my rant for the day, fellas. I just wanted to share a few thoughts with you guys, a few little observations that I've seen while playing WoW recently and seeing this big change in the community. What do you guys think though? Do I have a point? Am I just being silly? And if you don't know anything about classic WoW hardcore, by the way, check out this video. I gave classic WoW hardcore a chance on your screen right now, because in that video I go through my entire adventure from getting killed multiple times, leading level 1 raids, finally getting a girlfriend, and also harassing my friend and desperately trying to teach him how to play WoW.
Oh, perfect moment to stop. Okay, so I understand why he speaks about WoW. That's the main thing where he spends a lot of time, if I understand it correctly, of course. So yeah, I told you my opinion. Some of my opinions, I understand now that same as his, but examples came from other games, especially where I personally spend a lot of my days grinding, surviving, and annoying others. So yeah, thank you for watching. I've been Matchbox, and I'll see you soon in the other videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and all that bullshit.